Hello bookworms! Today I'm going to be talking all about the series that I either want to finish or get caught up on or close to getting caught up on in 2018. I have quite a few of them on my list, so I think I'm just going to jump right into things. So first I would like to finish the Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. I have read the first book, but it was a bit slow going for me. It took me about 200 pages to get really invested in the story. That's why I haven't yet picked up the second one, but the second book is The Obelisk Gate, and this one has also won a Hugo Award, just like the first book did. And the third book is The Stone Sky, and this is a completed trilogy, so I am looking forward to being able to read both of these and add them to my completed series list. Next, I would like to read God's Grave by J. Kristoff, the second book in the Nevernight Chronicle, and it follows an assassin named Mia, and I thoroughly enjoyed the first book, so I'm really looking forward to reading the second one this year. Next on my list is The Frostblood Saga by Ellie Blake. I have read the first book, Frostblood, and I loved it to pieces. It has elemental magic, and it really reminded me of Avatar: The Last Airbender. So I still have to read Fireblood, which is the second book, and then the third book, which is coming out in 2018, is Nightblood. Next on my list is Ever the Hunted by Erin Summerall. This is the first book in the Clash of Kingdoms duology. So there is this book, Ever the Hunted, and then there is a second book called Ever the Brave. I have not yet picked that one up yet because I want to read the first book and make sure that I like it before I do so, but this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, so I'm pretty excited to read these. Next on my list is The Girl in the Tower by Catherine Arden. This is the second book in the Winter Night trilogy, and I believe the third book is also coming out in 2018. This is a slow burn Russian-inspired fantasy, and it is so beautifully written. And then this is the last series that I physically have on my shelf that is like a little bit of a joke because I would love so much to catch up on the Expanse series by James S. Corey. I read the first book in December and I loved it. It was absolutely wonderful sci-fi. The world is just incredibly deep and so complex, and they explain everything so well, and I loved everything that they did with it, but it took me a really long time to read it. So chances are I will not be reading books 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 in 2018. There's going to be 9 books total, and the 8th one's already planned to publish this year, and I believe the 9th and final one will come out in 2019. But I would like to at least read like the next 2 or 3 of them. I just don't know if I'll get to all of these because there are other books that I want to read too. And then as for new releases for books that I either want to read to be completely caught up on the series or that are coming out and ending the series, the first one that I really want to read is A Reaper in the Gates by Sabaa Tahir. This is the third book in the An Ember in the Ashes series. I believe it's a quartet. I'm not 100% sure though. This one got pushed back so many times, and I'm so happy that it's finally coming out because I loved the first book. I really loved the second book, and cannot wait to see where this story is going to go in the third book. The next series on my list would have to be Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. The 7th and final Throne of Glass book is expected to be published this year. This is another one that kept getting pushed back because that Kale novella turned into a 700-page book, which I'm not complaining because I ended up really enjoying that one despite all of my reservations going into it. But I am really curious to see how she's going to end this series, and I'm a little concerned after reading ACOWAR because I didn't love the ending to that one. And then speaking of Sarah J. Maas and ACOWAR, I am also really looking forward to A Court of Frost and Starlight. This is a novella, but I think it's like 200 something pages, so it's like not really a novella, it's more like a novel, and it follows after the events of ACOWAR, so I'm just looking forward to seeing those characters again and seeing how everyone is coping with everything, and yeah, I have theories, so looking forward to that. Next, which is actually should maybe be last because it's coming out in December of 2018, is Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare. This is the third and I believe final book in the Dark Artifices trilogy, and the second book just like tore my heart out. I could not believe what she did at the end of that book. So like I need to know what's gonna happen, and I'm really looking forward to reading that one. I think I'm probably going to end up rereading Lady Midnight and Lord of Shadows this year just to try to hold me over until that one comes out because I really love this series. I also want to read Before the Devil Breaks You by Libba Bray. This one actually came out in October, I think, or September of 2017. Have not yet gotten my hands on a copy, but I think that I'm going to borrow it from my library instead of purchasing it because I don't like the new cover. And there's going to be one more book in the series because it's a quartet, and I'm really hoping that we'll get like great covers with that final book, and that's when I will repurchase all the covers. And then lastly, the last one that I can think of is the second book in the Warcross duology by Marie Lu. I really want that book to be called Dark Cross. We'll see what happens, but just know that is my vision for this book. The first book was so good. It's a sci-fi read, and it's about video games, and it's so wonderful. And if you haven't read that yet, I definitely recommend doing so. But yeah, I've been eagerly awaiting the second book since I read the first book in May. So those are all of the series that I currently have either on my shelves or I'm waiting for publishers to release them so that I can either complete the series or catch up on the series or what have you. Let me know if there are any series that I mentioned that you've already finished, or let me know any series that you yourself are hoping to finish in 2018. That is all that I have for this video, and I will see you guys soon in a new one. Bye!